Welcome. Today, we're talking to the executive director of the Go Project, Alana Martin, and we're going to hear all about what Go is, how they actually adapted with the pandemic and continue to reimagine themselves, and really what's next with the Go Project. So, Alana, welcome. Uh, I'd love you just to kind of let us know what is Go, what is happening.
Great. Thanks, Carla. I'm happy to be here. So, Go Project is a children and youth United Church of Canada ministry that offers programs with a focus on how we can combine our faith and social justice in actionable ways in our community. So, we run programs across the country in partnership with local communities of faith and have those local communities of faith connect with their community partners so that we can create experiential programs for children and youth to discover the needs of their community and figure out their faith response to those needs. We have lots of fun on our programs. We do day camps for children and pre-COVID overnight camps for youth. And in the past several years, we've been trying to expand to be a full year-round ministry to sort of think about curriculum and resource support for local communities of faith throughout the year as well. So that's our elevator pitch of who we are.
That's great. It sounds like really helping youth, young adults, children understand purpose making and living out their faith, which is so, wow, what a lesson to be learned. And I think with all the leaders that you've connected with over the years, and you were part of Go too yourself, weren't you?
This is actually, I think it's now my 12th year working with Go Project. And I began my first summer as a summer student, working as a summer counselor in Halifax and St. John's with the youth programs. No, Halifax and Vancouver with the youth programs. And then every summer kept coming back. And then when I moved to Toronto, Michael, who was the founder and minister for several years to Go, uh, kind of found little odd jobs for me until he decided to move on. And then I came into this role. So, which I think is really apparent in our leadership model. I think we really try to always have our participants, our children become youth who become summer staff, who then become admin and program staff with us. And we really hold that dearly to that leadership and capacity building.
So I didn't warn you about this question at all, but my big, I know, So that's amazing, 12 years. So there must have been so many moments of awe for you and so many like big growth moments for yourself. Is there something that really stands out that you would love to share?
Oh, sure. Yeah, so many. I think one moment that felt full circle for me, which just happened last week. So, my first summer working with Go Project 12 years ago, we always have a story or a scripture text that we focus on as our theme for the summer. And that summer's theme was the text from Jeremiah that where God is saying, "Do not say you're only a youth. I have great plans for you. I have known you in the womb and formed you." So that text and those words were repeated over and over and over that summer and were held so close and meaningful to all of our worships and to the youth who were there. Um, and it was read at my commissioning service on Sunday. So I actually felt a call to ministry through my work with Go Project 12 years ago. And then that scripture text was read on Sunday. And I was with the two people that I was working with that summer who laid their hands on me to commission me. And we just looked at each other and almost started crying because it was so beautiful. We were like, this is our song. This is our text. So, uh, I feel that Go Project really can open up those moments of sacred and holy in ordinary life in those ways and show us how God is working in very mysterious ways to to call us into action in the world.
Wow. Thank you. That is timely, even better.
Totally.
um, so, I mean, we've been talking about the timing. I mean, this last year has been a roller coaster for so many people. And so you're talking about, you know, youth gathering and children camps. And so obviously a huge upheaval last year and this year, and how you've actually adapted and changed and transformed and reimagined. Like, what happened? What did you do?
Well, the first thing we did was cancel our in-person March break camp and run a virtual March break camp. And we opened it up to children across the country and made it completely free. And we had about 30 kids coming daily. And that was back before people were totally over um, Zoom learning and things. So kids weren't in school. So we really were able to kind of meet children where they were in their grief, in their fear and confusion, and met every day for 2 hours for about 3 months. And it was awesome to make all those connections. And then we had to reimagine our summer programming, and we did virtual programming. And then when it came to the new year, we had spent a lot of time dreaming about how could we support communities of faith through this time in different ways. And a dream that I've had and our Go project board has had for several years is around curriculum creation. And we just decided this is the year, we just have to go for it. And a great board member, I won't name any names, within our Edge network helped connect us with UCRD. And within a month, we had launched a product and continue to build on it and have annual subscribers and single units available. So we really shifted from offering hands on programming ourselves to, I used to be traveling to communities of faith every weekend or every month across the country, and I feel like so much of our programming has now shifted to supporting communities of faith and helping to give them the tools and resources to do the programming and ministry themselves, but with these really good resources that are United Church made, which is so good because there's a lot of resources out there that don't match our theology. And so I think it's really needed, and good children's curriculum is really in need right now too. So yeah, now we're looking ahead at this summer, trying to look to take what we've learned from supporting communities rather than doing things all ourselves. And we're working with several different communities of faith to help them run their own children and youth programming with our curriculum. So
Oh, that's great. And so what's like the impact sounds like it's grown quite a bit.
yeah, yeah, I think it's hard to measure at this point. We should do some more research on the measurement of that impact. But we've sold probably at this point now close to 300 curriculum sales. So then you think that's 300 communities of faith who are offering this programming to families in
Wow.
their local context. So yeah, I'd say our impact has grown significantly through this.
What a gift. Wow. So you've already pivoted so much. I the horrible name. So I'm going to say reimagine so much, continue to lean into what's next. And so then that's the question is what is next? Like, what are you seeing? Where are you seeing the spirit lead you at this point? Like, what have you learned? Yeah. So let us know.
Well, we are really grateful to receive some support from Embracing the Spirit next year to grow our curriculum project. So we are just in the process of trying to recruit and invite more writers to join us so that next year we can have a more diverse full roster of curriculum writers so that we can be writing lots of really great material for different contexts. We know that kind of one resource isn't going to fit every community of faith, so we're trying to make sure that we can grow and do that and really try to grow that ministry so that it's available and accessible to all communities of faith in the United Church. And I think, I mean, there's so much ahead of us, and I'm curious to see what type of hybrid programming we might be able to do because this virtual world has opened up a whole new realm of programming for us. But if people are really not going to want to do that for a year or two after this, then maybe we won't lean into that. But I would love to see some hybrids of in-person and virtual programming. Like we created a confirmation curriculum and then have been hired by different regions to run their confirmation classes, and they can recruit youth from all over the region to zoom in, and we do these learning sessions together, and I would love to see that continue.
Wow. This seems like, yeah, there's all these different opportunities. I love how you would think, wow, COVID hits, we're a summer camp, we have like lots of face to face, how much you changed. And then you actually not only changed, but you kept on coming up with the what's next, what's next, what's next. What do you think is the most unexpected thing that you learned or your own spiritual journey through this? Like, what is something that was just really unexpected throughout all this change?
Hmm. Mhm. Well, if I were to answer that personally, I would say that I have found my calling. Like curriculum writing has been my dream, and I didn't know it was my dream. Like every time I get to block out that time in my schedule, it's my favorite time of the month. And I find so much joy and excitement in it. And we have a couple churches that have been very generous and have us run their Sunday school time, and we're really piloting the resources that we're trying to create to give to other communities. So that process of running these programs, creating this curriculum, adapting it based on how it went with the children we're working with, it's just been such a joy. And I would love, my dream is to grow it so much that this could be all I do. But maybe that's a few years away from now.
What I love is that you really like you're an inspiration. Like just how you're talking about this and how you're like continue to look for what's next. A lot of times, communities of faith have said to me, like, well, we can't imagine right now because, like we can't meet face to face. But you've said, okay, we can't be face to face. So what can we do instead? And I just think that your story is really inspirational for others to say, you know what? There is an upward spiral here. So congratulations to you, Alana, and to Go Project.
Oh, thank you. And I do think it is interesting. It felt like Go Project was getting to a point where we were trying to adapt the existing programs that we had, and it wasn't working. And it was clear that something needed to change, but each change we tried just wasn't the right change. And this, although very unfortunate, gave us the opportunity to just literally not start from scratch because there's still a Go Project foundation that we follow, but really kind of overturn lots of stuff and just start experimenting. And I have great advice and mentors and board members who help that visioning as well. So I can't take all the credit, but Go Project as a team of people has been really really creative in the past year.
And I think it's the two big things. You are always listening and discerning, and then you have to have the right mindset. So
Yeah, yeah, the growth mindset.